This video is sponsored by AudioQuest, makers of Dragonfly DACs and audio cables, whose good value Evergreen, Red River, Mackenzie and Yukon analog cables I've used to good effect in my reviews. I do less reviews than some because I make the best creative videos I can, but at the same time I also try and do as much due diligence as possible to pick the products that really stand out. These best of lists don't have to be of products that came out in 2021 because essentially not every reviewer can review all products that are released in a certain year, let alone the best gear. It's a pick of the ones we receive in a given time. This is a list of really low diminishing return gear, and to nail down on best products I'm keeping it to the best of 3. I will be raving and gushing because these are great products, and if that stresses you, well, I can recommend Transcendental Meditation. They aren't competing as I pick products that within their categories do more than most. And one last thing, I'm not being paid any money by these brands to do this.
Platform 17 for the 1832 Southampton service to Brighton, fast to East Croydon, then Red Hill, Gatwick Airport, Three Bridges, Optical, Hayward Heath.
I actually thought these EMIT-20s are better sounding than some stand mount speakers I reviewed a while back, costing almost double the money. All the more remarkable for these speakers' price. But they conjure a sense of excitement and detail in music that just wasn't possible 10 years ago in this type of hi-fi at this price, on top of a soundstage and scale that stupefies you into a bit of a forget-all musical state to enjoy nothing but music. The ethos that drives our design in-house is, I'm not going to say a sound one, except it is. And probably a large part of why these Dynaudios are terrific sounders. A different animal to Kef's LS50 Meta, which to some may be equally as good, with enveloping backwards and forwards sound and great tone. But there's no doubt these Dynaudios disperse sound in a wider, more detailed, but not harsh, way. But anyway, they get their place here for their excitement and involvement. And let me swap them over so I can come out of that musical trance.
Please do not leave your luggage unattended on the station. Luggage left unattended may be removed without warning or destroyed or damaged by the security services.
By way of an update, since I reviewed the Node earlier in the year, the USB input can now be used as a digital output too, and as a Rune-ready endpoint via USB. Just download the new firmware in BlueOS. Be aware that other outputs aren't available using this feature, and audio output is fixed and not variable for volume. You might have to select your USB DAC, but with my Hagel H390, sound is glorious and times a little better and is more dynamic with the USB connection over coax. Thinking I'd blistered the plastic touchpad with alcohol to remove a gungy sticker, you can actually peel the plastic cover off to get rid of those pesky blisters I thought a bit of Brute had created.
Brute, it smells like a man.
Great.
So bring it back to life and peel that cover off if you need to. But back on track, the reason why this Swiss Army knife of a streamer is so good is it not only deals with Spotify and Tidal Connect, all the streaming services under the sun, but MQA on Tidal Masters and Radio Paradise, Blue Sound's MQA radio platform. The technically astute will notice that file sharing from your NAS drive is not technically the UPnP protocol, but for all intents and purposes the same thing, and the node has connections galore too. 3 digital outs, RCA analog outputs using its DAC, but also analog inputs for multi-room sharing, and optical digital input and new HDMI input. But that shiny touchpad is by far the most obvious change to the outgoing Node 2i, with preset playlist touch functioning, a slidable volume control, and have at it as a preamp too. But above all that, it sounds great for the money and challenges other pricier streamers. What's that cliche? It's not out of place with ... This is actually a streamer you can try on a 30-day money-back guarantee. And if you've ever wondered, am I paying too much for my streaming transport? Suck it and see. Well, don't, because you won't get a refund if you suck your streamer. Alright, I did release the review in early 2022, I know, but I got these late in 2021, so I'm including this year, and to not do so would be in audio terms a sacrilegious, irreverential travesty. These Genelecs again do everything. Active crossovers and all the benefits they bring, well-damped aluminium cabinets and room correction technology via the GLM interface. Endgame isn't so much the finality of Max Verstappen's winning in Abu Dhabi, but the attitude of questioning why spend more with all these Genelecs capabilities, except you might, and that might could be a subwoofer to bolster the low-end grunt of these diminutive speakers. They are incredibly neutral and easy to fit into any room, and relatively they don't break the bank. You basically plug your Windows or Apple laptop into the GLM network adapter box, and from there a microphone to do the room calibration. Then each speaker is Ethernet wired to the next one, creating a chain. Once all the settings are stored, you simply remove the GLM kit. So if the Node is basically a Swiss Army knife, then these Genelecs are like carrying around one of those workman utility belts, so far as being almost sound capable straight away with the exception of a connected streamer. They are precise accuracy champions of distinction with no coloration and cope with the speed and attack of music so damn well. Better than KEF's LSX speakers for preciseness, and given you need that streamer too and these Genelecs are a bit pricier, maybe they aren't in the same territory. You decide on that, but whatever, these are well-deserved number ones for sound, room correction and studio preciseness.